All right, let's get the party started. Guess what? We have another speaker who is actually one of the most fiercest females out there. And I am very, very proud to introduce my dear friend and a kick-ass activist and a kick-ass advocate of youth in this city, Bobbi Lopez!
I gotta live up to that reputation now. Yes, so I'm Bobbi. Now I'm going by Barbara legally. So don't forget, it's not Bobbi, it's Barbara. You gotta remind me, I might not respond to that name. So I just want to tell you about Mark, because I live with Mark, I work with Mark. I see Mark many hours a day. And so because of that, this is why I'm supporting Mark, because he is an amazing human being. I work in the Tenderloin with my coworker Elizabeth. I want to give a shout out to her. She's another very fierce woman. She's here somewhere. And I want to say that because we work with Latino immigrant families in the Tenderloin, and the situation right now is really just crucial. Like, in terms of what is going on in the communities of color, in terms of what's going on in working class communities in San Francisco, with the war going on, no funding to social services, food prices climbing up to levels that we've never seen before. Families can't even afford to buy food right now. That is how bad it is. I know families are starting to starve in the Tenderloin, and they are fearful for their lives because of immigration. Right now, because of what's been portrayed in the Chronicle, we have a community that's living in fear and will not work with the appropriate government agencies to get the sort of things we need to get done to make safe communities. And so because of that, I know that I worked with Mark, and I know that Mark is the kind of human being who can really answer and create some, legislative solutions to those kind of crises. We've talked about how Mark is such a sweet guy, but I want to say something else. Mark is probably the most moral and ethical human being I've ever encountered in my life. And that's really important in politics. And I'll tell you why it's important in politics, because I find ourselves, Elizabeth and I, going to City Hall with our group of immigrant mamas. They're from Yucatan, they're from Michoacan, they don't speak English, but the first few times they're very afraid to go to City Hall. They think you need ID. It's a very frightening process to even just talk to your supervisor. And we walk up and down those hallways, and I'll tell you, some of those supervisors do not open the door for us. I mean, we do have amazing supervisors like Ross who do, and who work continuously with the community, but a lot of people don't. And a lot of people talk from their mouths on one side and then from another, and Mark is not that kind of person. Mark is a true ethical or moral human being who I know will listen to immigrant moms, because he's come to the Tenderloin and he's spoken to them about school issues and the issues that are affecting their schools. And I think that's very important, because I think we need to understand that we cannot have a politician, somebody who's representing us in office, who compromises the moral values that we all care about in this room. It's important to negotiate, and Mark is a negotiator. He's I don't want to curse, but he's a hell of a negotiator, but he's not a compromiser, and that's why I'm supporting Mark. All the 3 candidates, or the 4 candidates now, are good people. We don't want to say anything bad. We can't say anything bad. They're all amazing people in their own right, but it's who's been there in office, who's been the legislator, who's pushed to create small schools, create solutions to violence in our school settings, and that's the most important thing. Mark is the guy with experience. Mark is the guy who's going to negotiate, not compromise our values as San Franciscans, and that's why I'm supporting Mark Sanchez. Now, I'm going to get pretty delicate and in the message of sort of plugging myself, which is really awkward to do, but I am running for school board because of Mark. Oh, great, Mark is actually going to talk about me. So that saves me the humiliation of trying to figure out what to say about myself. So I just want to say, please support Mark Sanchez, not just with your pocketbooks, which is really important, because campaigns don't run on good vibes like we have here. They run on money, and they run on volunteer time, and they run on all kinds of things like phone banking. So I know that we all have busy social lives, but please look at your calendars and schedule 2, 3, 4. I'm going to be scheduling 5 days a week to be in this office to make sure that Mark Sanchez is elected. So I expect all of you, please, to please do that, because he's not going to just win like that. He should win, but that's not how campaigns work. So thank you for your time, and all right, let's have a good night.